Hello guys, and welcome back to the second Who is Logan episode. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded. Well, no, I think I uploaded a couple weeks ago. I think it was a garden up video. But as far as this goes, I've been pretty busy with school and stuff, so I haven't really had the time to do this or finish writing it down. So I am finally here to record the video, so I'm gonna start this up. In the first episode, we left off on Logan, Cyberlight, and Bloodspill leaving the forest in the ship. So we'll pick up right where we left off. So practically right when they got on the ship, Cyberlight had passed out in the back, still clutching the stick from the cave. Which, I mean, you can't really blame him. The kid wiped out his entire race and is obviously scared and exhausted. So yeah, he might need a nap. Logan had turned to Bloodspill and told Bloodspill that he has no idea what to do with the kid because even though Logan's 1,000, he hasn't ever had a kid or been in a relationship, really. And after a moment of silence, Bloodspill spoke up and told Logan that he would help raise the kid, which causes Logan to become confused. And he says to Bloodspill, "What? I don't even know you. Why would you do that for us?" And this just leads Bloodspill to chuckle through his helmet. Logan asks Bloodspill what's so funny, and Bloodspill just says, "You didn't know me before this, but you still got on my ship and trusted me. I could have kidnapped or killed you." And a gleam in Logan's eyes had appeared as he said to Bloodspill, "If you had tried anything funny, I could have and would have killed you." Which Bloodspill then says in an unemotional tone, "I promise you, you would fail." This sends shivers down Logan's spine, because this is, in fact, true. Bloodspill's abilities aren't just the normal enhanced strength, speed, and regen type shit. But his primary abilities consist of whatever he paints or touches comes to life. And of course he can control it. And because after eons of existing, he learned a couple things. He also doesn't need a canvas. He can paint in the literal air. And for anyone saying, well, Logan's a speedster, isn't he? So he could just blitz through him. They're on a ship. They are literally on a spaceship. You can't really run around on something small. Logan also wouldn't be able to rip through him because of how reinforced Bloodspill's armor is. And he also can paint faster than Logan can move. He's like instant with the way he paints. And this makes Bloodspill one of the only people who can beat Logan at this time. Bloodspill could just make a clone of Logan to beat him. But anyways, enough about Bloodspill. So after that little tense conversation, they finally arrive on Marvin, which is a planet, where after a while they find who Logan's looking for, which happens to be Frost the Hedgehog. Frost the Hedgehog is a very big character as far as Logan's storyline. The first thing Frost said to Logan was, "I heard what you did. Sick." And this ends up causing a lump in Logan's throat to form. And Cyberlight asks Frost what he's talking about. And Logan tells Cyberlight to forget about it. And then Frost asks Logan what he wants, to which Logan responds, "A place to stay." And Cyberlight says, "I thought we were going to look for my dad." And this causes Frost to realize who this kid is, Shriven's son. And so Frost starts grinning. "Oh, you haven't heard? This guy," and he's cut off by Logan knocking him right in the jaw and shaking his head no at him. Sorry, I'm a little bit sick at the time that I'm recording this, so sorry if I'm coughing throughout the filming. Logan then turns back to Cyberlight and tells him no one knows where he is right now, and then Logan gets an idea to tell Cyberlight that Logan has a friend looking for Driven, and that Logan will inform him when they find anything. And Frost kind of staggers back up after being punched and tells Logan that's no way to treat the guy that he's trying to get a house from. Logan looks over at Frost and apologizes to Frost, which they look at each other before Frost says, "Sure, I can hook you up with a place. And I'll let you get the first 2 months free since I know you, but after those 2 months you're going to need to start working there." And he gestures to the guild across the street. Logan looks at Frost and says, "You want me to work alongside people like Scaredy Cat and Edge and Shockwave?" And Frost says, why not? Logan shrugs. Hold on, I said that shit wrong. Logan just shrugs. Logan never really cared to work alongside anyone after he has PTSD from working alongside people. But Frost Logan eventually agrees, and Frost says, one more thing. 75% of whatever you earn goes to me. And Logan just grunts in response as they all get up to go see this house. And it's a really decent house. It's 2 stories and has 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Logan asks Frost where he got this place from, and Frost tells him that he got it from a relative who passed away inside the house. But Logan just shrugs it off, and Logan turns to Bloodspill, who has been very silent during this entire time. Logan asks Bloodspill again why he's doing this in the first place, and Bloodspill just turns his head to Logan and says, in all my eons of existing, this is one of the most interesting things I'll end up doing, not counting all the wars I've been in. Logan just thanks Bloodspill. Logan also requests something else of Bloodspill. He asks Bloodspill to help train him to manage his powers because at this point of time, Logan has no control over when his powers activate. He also has an unlocked abilities to turn into his shadow form or use dark energy attacks, so pretty much just relies on hand-to-hand combat and his speed. Bloodspill agrees to this because, why not? Bloodspill has nothing else better to do. So during the first 2 months, Logan's kind of a bum for the most part. And Cyberlight sees this and points it out because Logan told Cyberlight that he fought alongside Driven. Which in Cyberlight's eyes, his dad was a hero. So Logan said he's only a hero when he needs to be. During this conversation, there's multiple crimes happening around them on the streets, and Logan notices a wolf Mobian child running in the alley between 2 buildings that catches his eye for a moment before the kid disappears. Logan just shrugs it off and keeps walking. Cyberlight then looks up at Logan and then says, what about when they need you to be here? And Logan just tells Cyberlight, for one, they have other heroes. For 2, I don't have the right to call myself a hero, and neither did your father. Logan was kind of cracking at this moment. This brings shock to Cyberlight, who asked Logan what he meant by did, because he caught that Logan said did and not is, or can. Logan immediately tries to shut down the conversation, and Cyberlight just keeps continuing, asking him, which causes Logan to break right there in the middle of the street. But Logan turns around on Cyberlight and then lets it out. You have no idea what he did to us. He hurt us. Even if we stepped out of line in the slightest, he would have beat us down to the point to where we would just had to go along with whatever he said. Did you know that the Cursed 6 used to be the Cursed 8 before I joined? But after what happened, their existence and any trace of it was wiped. Their families exterminated. All because Driven wanted everyone to think he was still the hero. Zulix. Zulix was the group's expert swordsman, but to Driven, he was just a punching bag. He referred to Zulix as a weak link in the group, called him useless, made him feel like trash. Then whenever Driven had one of his little anger outbursts, he would choose Zulix to beat down on. And of course, you weren't allowed to fight back, because that would have resulted in Kane and Crow stepping in and also beating you down. So he just took it. He endured it for years. He was only 15. He endured that till he was 19 before he snapped. Something broke inside of him. Within his last couple of months, he was journaling it all down in his journal. You could just feel the pain that he was enduring through the writing. Then what do you think happened? October 17th, 1972. Zulix had shot himself in the head with Crow's gun while everyone was sleeping. He did it in a secluded area too, away from everyone. Zayas found him, because at the time he was still awake and was wandering through the forest that Zulix had taken his life in. Druven didn't even acknowledge it. I thought it was for the best. And you're probably wondering how I know this. There was a member of the group that actually cared. Or at least, I thought he did. The one who found Zulix's body, Zaius, or Dread, whatever you want to call him. He also found Zulix's diary. He never got rid of it. He let me read it once I joined, but there were still 2 other members who were there, Baxter and Rowley. They tried to leave after what happened to Zulix, to go back to their families, but Driven wasn't having it. He and Crow tracked them down and killed them in their families' houses, along with their families. Remember, no traces. This is why Zaius never left. He was scared. He started listening to everything Driven said without question. Sloth didn't even give a shit about anything. On top of that, do you know how I was drafted into the group? Driven had gotten word from a resident on planet Voik that there was a race known as the Dextrians, being one of the upcoming races as far as in power. So that power-hungry bastard wiped out my entire race and took me as a child to be the newest member. I hated him day one. As I got older, Zeiss told me what he did, which I still don't understand why I didn't kill him then. Cyberlight stands there, shaking in fear and danger and sadness. Tears running down his face. You're lying. None of that's true. My father's a hero, he said through tears. Tell that to my older brother, Logan said, staring daggers into Cyberlight. On top of all of that, just recently, the rest of the Cursed attempted to kill me for the Sigil of Balance. You know what the Sigil of Balance is? It was supposed to bring balance as far as between good and evil between the universe. And I snapped them. I killed all of them. And the Sigil of Balance, I destroyed it. If that's how you need to set balance through betrayal, then the one in possession of it will always be the villain. If I hadn't killed him, who's to say he wouldn't have just continued killing others? I put an end to his terror. Their terror. The only one I regret killing is Zaius. I would have let him live had he not pulled the blade. Now, I carry the guilt of all of them. I am a burden. I will always be tortured by that. I tried to take my own life, but the Cosmics refused. They made sure I lived. And now, taking care of my worst enemy's son. We'll never understand. He treated me the same way as Zulix. I would have gone down the same path, eventually. Cyberlight covered his face. You killed my father, your best friend, destroyed the only thing that could set balance in the world. You lied to me. You said you're a hero. You're no different from him. And I'm another burden on you. You're a monster. You deserve everything you get. Cyberlight choked through tears before running off. Should I? Blood spill started before Logan shook his head. Let him go. Damn, and I thought I was cold, Frost snickered. Everyone on the street was now discussing the now exposed Cursed 5. It wasn't a secret anymore. The world knew. Now Logan would always get looks. I need a drink. Where can I find a bar? Logan asked Frost. Just down the street there's a pub, Frost informed him. Later at that pub, while Logan's drowning in his sorrows with drinks, he runs out of money, and he's still sober, but he gets up, ready to leave. He is encountered by a person named Elias Kane. This is an extremely important character in the series. This is Gouge before he becomes Gouge. Elias stops him and says, "Hey now, you can't ever leave a bar sober, my friend." Logan sits back down after he's escorted by Elias back to the bar. 2 drinks, one for me and the new guy, Elias tells the bartender. "So what's a guy like you doing here? Bad day at work?" Elias asked. Logan shook his flat. "Something like that. Yeah, I understand that. Just got off work after a very bloody day," Elias says. "What are you, a butcher?" Logan asked, genuinely intrigued. He doesn't take Elias for a hero, so he's curious what he does. "No, not exactly," Elias said, taking a sip of his beer. "I'm a cage fighter," Elias said. This is when Logan notices the bandages around Elias' arms. along with the handcrafted spikes coming from his knuckles. Besides that, Elias looked like a normal dude, and I guess that explains the goss, Logan said. What about you? Elias asked Logan. Still trying to figure that one out, Logan said as he took a sip of his drink. They would sit there for a good couple of hours, just talking, getting to know each other, and laughing, make Logan feel normal. They would do this for a while, meeting at the bar, and eventually Logan and Bloodsport would go to Elias's cage matches. It seems like Elias never lost a match. He was unstoppable in the cage. Logan was captivated by Elias. Eventually, Logan's 2 months went up and he had to go to the guild to join. Do you have a team for your missions yet? Scaredy Cat had asked me. She was the guild's guildmaster. I didn't know you needed one, Logan expressed to her. Every hero has backup, she told him. If you can find a team in 2 days, you'll be able to be allowed in. If not, you're gonna have to find somewhere else to work. Logan sighed. How many? 3 other members. Must be at least 18. Fine. Logan knew he could get Bloodspill to join, but he only had one other person in mind. And he wasn't even sure if they would join. Elias. But who would be the third? Logan had talked to Bloodspill that night. That's one member down. The next day, he met up with Elias after work. Yo, Elias, got a question for you, Logan said it as he bit into the ribs. What's up? So remember how I told you I was going to join the guild? Logan reminded him. Yeah, Elias said, not catching the point. So apparently you need to have a squadron. It has to have 4 members, including me. So I was coming to you to add. He was cut off by Elias. Whoa, slow down. You expect me to join the guild? Just a normal dude, Elias said. You're an underground cage fighter with a 62-0 win streak, Logan reminded him. Either way, I'm not guild material, Elias told him, laughing nervously. You never know that until you figure it out yourself. You have to try. Elias stood up from the bar. I don't know if I'm ready. Just try it. If you don't like it, you can leave. Fine. You said you talked to Bloodspill. But who else? I don't know that yet. Later on, Logan's trying to find another member for his squad, and he stumbles across a warrior known as Pulse. Pulse is another important character of mine. Pulse is apparently, and no one wants to be in a squad with him, so Logan had talked to him and he asked, what if you join us? Pulse was like, really? We're the first person to ever offer that. And so that formed a group. Keep in mind, Cybele is still missing. No one knows where this kid is. No one's been looking for him, really, except for Frost, secretly. And then Logan goes to the guild after the 2 days are up, and he talks to Scaredy Cat, and so she gives him a card after he joins the guild. And it says rank E, which is the lowest rank you can have in the guild. So she points him over to the rank E quests. Most of them are just like finding someone's pet or finding missing people or gathering things for people. And so Logan notices one. It says missing. Subject 23. If found, contact Dr. Smog. And the subject 23 happens to be the same Wolfmobian that Logan had seen earlier. So now Logan's curious. He asks Scaredy Cat, who's this Dr. Smog guy? She's like, oh, he's the town's doctor. He does like experiments and stuff. with like medicine on people. Of course, these are people who volunteer, she says, which is also not true, but I mean, let her believe what she wants to believe. And so Logan asks her if he can take this quest, and she's like, go ahead. So Pulse, Bloodspill, and Elias are asking Logan. Everyone's asking Logan why he chose that one. He's like, I've seen this one before. The other day, during that little outburst, this kid was running through an alley. And like, are you sure it was them? He was like, yeah. Also, has anyone heard from Frost recently? He said no. Whatever. So Logan and the group then set off to go and find this kid. Thank you all for watching, and big shout out to Kai Guy 345 for requesting more lore on my characters, because that means a lot. It brings me joy to see that people are actually intrigued by my stuff. So, big shout out to you, man. Thank you for all your support. Thank you to all of you who have subscribed to me in the past. It may not seem like it means a lot to me, but it genuinely does. And I hope that we can manage to reach 200 subscribers by the end of the year. But thank you all for watching, and make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and message me if you want some more lore. Catch you in the next one.